been missing my clients lots at the moment, and I thought I would put together a little workout for you to do anywhere. You don't need any equipment, all you need is a little bit of space to be able to lie down. We're going to focus mainly on essential exercises to get your body moving, feeling great. We'll definitely activate those glutes and those abdominal muscles. So let's get started. So to start off with, sitting up nice and tall, we're going to focus on the breath. So when you're breathing, I want you to try and focus on a nice three-dimensional breath. So as you inhale, you're going to feel your rib cage moving out to the sides and the back. And then as you exhale, you're going to feel it closing in. So nice big inhales in and exhaling out. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's add a little bit of a spine stretch forward to that. So you're going to take a big inhale and then exhale as you round forward over your legs. And holding it down here and focusing again on trying to inhale into all parts of your rib cage. It's going to take a few breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. Last one, inhaling and exhale as you slowly restack your spine all the way back up. Let's come down into a supine position, lying down onto your back. If you need to pad your head, please do so. I'm just going to pop my hair underneath my head to give me a little bit more height. So arms are nice and relaxed. Feel like your chest is nice and open here. Try not to round your shoulders forward. Nice and relaxed, nice connection with the ground. And then I just want you to focus on your pelvic position here. So you're going to try to stay in a nice neutral position as we focus again on that breath and on activating your transversus abdominal muscles and your pelvic floor. So as you inhale, I want you to prepare this area and then exhale. So inhale, and then on your exhale, I want you to really activate your transversus muscle. Inhaling and exhale. So you should feel in this area below your belly button that you've got a nice tightness, like you're almost tightening your belt every time you exhale to really make sure that's nice and active. You should feel a little bit of pressure underneath your fingertips. Beautiful. So I want you to try and maintain that connection in this area as we work through everything today. From here, we're going to go into some hip rolls. So you're going to take a nice big inhale, and then you're going to exhale as you roll your spine through imprint all the way up into your bridge position. So when you come up to the top of your bridge position, I don't want you to overextend and have tightness in your neck. You should still be able to lift your head up when your hips are above your head, and then slowly roll your spine down. So here we're really trying to work on articulating through each vertebra and rolling all the way up. There should be no pressure on your neck here. Take a nice big inhale in, feel that rib cage moving out, and then exhale as you slowly melt that spine back down onto the mat. So really articulating and moving through each vertebra, releasing back to neutral, and then you're going to roll all the way up again. Inhaling, and then exhale as you slowly roll down. Let's do a couple more. So as you're doing this, you should start to feel your glutes and your hamstrings really kicking in to help you lift your hips up, and your spine should be starting to feel really nice as you're rolling it down onto the mat. You should start to feel a little bit more movement through your spine. Inhale, and then exhale as you roll all the way up. Beautiful. And then rolling all the way back down. Release all the way to neutral for me here. And then we're going to reach the arms up towards the sky. So let's do some Scapula Isolations to start off with. So you're going to inhale as you reach your hands away, Exhale as you draw your shoulder blades back down onto the mat. Inhale as you reach. And exhale as you draw them back down onto the mat. Inhale, reach. And exhale as you draw them back down. So now I want you to find a nice middle position between those two extreme points where you feel like your scapula's in a nice neutral position. We're going to come into some arm scissors. So you're going to inhale as you reach one arm overhead, the other arm down by your side. Exhale, draw them back to center. Inhale as you reach. Exhale back to center. Inhale as you reach. Exhale back to center. Beautiful. Keep going. And back to center. Last two. And last round. Reaching and drawing back to center. From here, you can go into some arm circles if you'd like to try to move your arms a little bit, your shoulders a little bit more. So you can inhale as you reach your arms overhead. Exhale as you circle them back down by your side and back up. Inhale as you reach. Exhale to circle. So as you're circling, you want to try and maintain that nice rib cage connection. So you don't want your ribs to lift up as you reach your arms overhead. You want to have a nice connection with your rib cage, making sure your abdominal muscles still stay connected. And then you can change direction. So inhale as you reach down, exhale as you circle out, around and back up. Inhale as you reach, again really focusing on your rib cage, staying nice and connected. Try not to let the ribs pop up here. Really want to circumduct the arms. Beautiful. And last one. And then just lowering your arms down by your side. From here I want to come into a hip release. So you're going to inhale as you reach one knee out to the side and then stretch it out long, nice long leg. Then you're going to come over the midline, pull that leg back up and back to neutral. As you're doing this exercise, you want to try and avoid your hips rocking from side to side. So the tendency is to want to open up really wide and lift the opposite hip. Here it doesn't matter how wide you go and how big your circle is. We just want to try and move your femur on a fixed pelvis. So we don't want the pelvis rocking around. We really want to focus on this femur moving in the hip socket. I just changed directions, as you may have seen. So try to go for 3 in one direction and then change directions, and then you can change legs. So you're opening out to the side, coming across the midline, and then back up. Again, keep breathing. And then as you change direction, you're going to go across the midline first, reaching all the way down, opening out to the side and pulling back up. This is easy if you're on a nice floor where you can just slide your foot and your sock across the floor. My foot is lifting up a little bit because I'm on the grass. Beautiful. And then coming back to center. Okay, from here we're going to come into a few ab preps. So you're going to come into a nice neutral pelvic position. Arms are down by your side. Legs are hip distance apart. Going to take an inhale as you nod that head. Exhale as you curl your upper body up, reaching your hands towards your feet. Inhaling as you hold, and then exhale as you come all the way back down. Inhale, nod the head. Exhale, curling up, hold, and then coming all the way back down. So here when you come up, you can look at your belly and try to make sure that it is nice and flat and that you're not popping your abdominal muscles up. So you're really engaging that transverse abdominis again and coming all the way back down. If you'd like a little bit of neck support, you can place your hands behind your head, but don't grip onto your head. It is just there for a tiny bit of support. So you're going to inhale as you nod your head, exhale as you curl all the way up. Inhale and exhale to come back down. Last two, nodding the head, curling all the way up and down. And last one, inhaling. And then you're going to exhale to curl all the way up. Hold and then coming back down. From here, reach your arms down by your side. You're going to come into a little bit of an imprint. So the imprint is not a huge movement. We're using our obliques just to shorten those abdominal muscles a little bit. So your pelvis, when it's usually in a flat plane, when you're in neutral, you could rest a coffee cup on that pelvic area. When you come into an imprint, you're just tilting that coffee cup slightly towards you. So you don't want to make a huge movement. You don't want to flatten or squash your back into the mat, but just a little movement, almost as though if you had a grape underneath your back, you're just going to squeeze the grape gently, but you're not going to squash it. Yeah. So coming into that imprint, bring one leg up into tabletop first and then the next. Your pelvic position should not have changed, and you should feel nice and open across your chest. Try not to round your shoulders, nice and relaxed. We're going to come into some toe taps here. So you're going to inhale as you draw one leg away, exhale as you come back up. Inhale to reach away, exhale back up. Inhale away and exhale. Keep breathing. Last two and last one. If you'd like an extra challenge, you can try to come into some double toe taps here. So inhaling as you reach both legs away, exhale to come back up. But try not to let your pelvic position change. So try not to arch your back. Try to stay nice and connected with your abdominal muscles as you reach away and pull back up. For three. Last two. And last one. From here, keeping your legs up and tabletop, reach your arms up to out to the side. We're going to come into a beautiful spine twist. So you're going to take an inhale and then exhale as you reach your legs towards one side. Inhale to hold and exhale to come back to center. Inhaling and exhale as you twist to the other side. Inhale to hold here. And then exhale as you come back to center. So when you're doing this, you want to try to make sure that your shoulders stay down onto the mat. You don't want to lift your shoulders up to get further with your legs. Also, try not to let your legs come all the way down onto the ground. It's going to be a little bit more challenging for your abdominal muscles if you keep your legs hovering above the ground. Of course, if you're feeling too much pressure in your lower back, you feel like you can't maintain your abdominal connection, you can either shorten your range or you can bring your feet down in this exercise as well. So you can do the same exercise with your feet down if you like. Good. Just do one more to each side. Everyone loves this exercise. It feels absolutely brilliant. Please excuse the train that's about to come past. Beautiful. And then you can lower one leg down and then the next. Bring your arms back down your side. We're going to come up into a seated position now. So you can either lower your knees to one side and push yourself up into a seated position, or you can come into a nice roll up if you prefer to keep those abdominal muscles working hard. We're going to come into a half roll back next. I love the half roll back position, really working on finding that C curve, maintaining it and challenging your abdominals in this position. You can do loads here. We're going to start off with our essential half roll back. So reaching your arms out in front of you, you're going to find your C curve. So when you find your C curve, I want you to feel like your sternum is coming towards your pubic bone and you're coming into a rounded spine without collapsing and without letting your shoulders and your upper body come backwards. So it's a nice rounding of the spine. So that is your start position. From here, you're going to exhale as you round back and inhale to come back up. Or in fact, you can also inhale to come back and exhale to come back up. Find what breath works for you here and try to maintain that C curve the whole time. Keep breathing. Inhale back and exhale. Last one. and then sitting up nice and tall, just having a little rest. So let's make this one a little bit more challenging. We're going to come into our C curve, come back and hold, and we're going to add some little pulses to really work those abdominals. So finding your C curve position again, you're going to inhale as you roll back, reaching the arms up, then little pulses with your abdominals, up and up. Keep breathing for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then rounding forward. If you'd like to, release all the way up and then come back into that C curve position. So finding your C curve, inhale as you roll back. This time we're going to move the arms. So you're going to reach one arm to the side and back, other arm and back. So try not to let your legs and your hips move here. Your knees should stay in the same place in space, and we're just twisting that thoracic and reaching the arms out to the side. Let's do one more to each side. Last one. And then rounding all the way forward. Beautiful. From here, we're going to progress into a full roll up. So coming down onto your back. If you want to, a modification here is to keep your knees bent. If you can, you're going to start with your legs out nice and straight. Flex those feet so you've got a nice connection through your legs. Your legs are still working even though you're focusing on your abdominal muscles here. So arms are going to go overhead only as far as you can maintain that abdominal connection and your rib cage connection. You're going to inhale as you reach your hands up towards the ceiling and nod the head. Exhale as you curl all the way up and over. Inhale as you start to roll back, and then exhale as you roll all the way down onto the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up and nod the head. Exhale as you curl all the way up and over. Inhale as you start your descent, and exhale as you're coming all the way back down onto the mat. Let's go for another 4. Rolling up and over. And back. I love this exercise because I have a beautiful, nice stretch through the back of the legs. Once you're up and over, and back down. And keep breathing as you reach up, then exhale as you roll all the way up and down. Last one. Inhale as you reach. Exhale as you come all the way up. And then coming back down onto the mat. Circle your arms down around by your side. I've moved a little bit, so if you've moved, come back into the center of your mat. We're going to now come into some one-leg circles. So again, really just trying to focus on mobilizing your body here and mobilizing the hip again in the hip joint. So that femur, we want to try and move it on a fixed pelvis. So again, we really have to work on keeping the pelvis nice and stable. Try not to rock from side to side. Try to imagine that you're balancing a glass of water on your pelvis and it's not going to tip when you're doing this exercise. So you can do this exercise with straight legs if you can. I find that for most people, and even for myself, I'd rather work with a bent knee so I can really focus on moving my femur in the right way. So again, nice and open through your shoulders as you're lying down here. If you need your head prop, please put it on. And then we're going to circle the leg around. So it's the femur that's moving. So try not to get too funky with your ankle and your foot. Here, you're just circling that femur across the body, down, out to the side, and back up. So let's go for 5 in each direction, and then you can change that direction. So you're going out to the side, down, around, and back up. You should start to feel quite a warmth in your hip at this stage. And again, really focusing on keeping that pelvis nice and stable. So your 2 pelvic bones in the back, digging it or resting onto the mat. You shouldn't feel them wobbling. You should feel them feeling nice and heavy and even. Change your legs once you've done 5 in each direction. And keep breathing. Last one in this direction. So again, 5 in each direction. Keeping that pelvis nice and stable. Keep breathing. And last one. And then you can reach that leg out nice and long. We are going to now come into a bridge position. So if you do have anything under your head, your hips are going to be coming above your head. Whenever you bring your hips above your head, we like to take away the head prop just so that you're not compressing your neck. So you shouldn't feel any tension in your neck. So feet and legs are hip distance apart. Arms are nice and strong down by your side. You're going to take a nice big inhale here, and then we're going to exhale as we lift the hips up. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift. So I want you to feel your glutes and the back of your legs really squeezing to lift you up. Last 2, and last one. You're going to hold your hips up on this last one. Bring one leg up into tabletop. Try to keep your pelvis nice and stable. You're going to toe tap that leg for 5, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Lower the leg down, reaching the other leg up into tabletop. Toe taps for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the toes, the foot, and then lower the hips. We're going to come back up. So take a nice big inhale and exhale as you lift up. Let's bring your left leg up, reaching up towards the sky. You're going to lower that leg and flex the foot, and then inhale as you point and reach towards the sky. You can lower as low as the other thigh, or you can lower a little bit more if you can keep that pelvis nice and stable. Last 2. Last 1. Let's keep it up there. You're going to pulse your hips up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lower down. Lower the hips. Take a nice big inhale, and then you're going to come up again. And then we're going to bring the right leg, reach it up towards the sky. You're going to flex and lower the leg. Inhale as you reach. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reach. Lower and reach. Lower and reach. Let's keep that leg up there. You're going to reach it up and pulse your hips up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the foot and then lower the hips down. Beautiful. Should feel a nice warmth in your legs at the moment. From here, from here we're going to come into some little rollover preps. So we're going to bring one leg up into tabletop and then the next, and you're going to have your ankles crossed over, arms down by your side. We're going to focus on trying to bring your hips off the mat. So your knees are going to come a little bit towards your face here. So you're going to take an inhale and then exhale as you roll your hips up and then rolling back down. Exhale as you roll and inhale as you come back down. Rolling up and down. Good. So you can go littler and smaller and try and have your hips going more up towards the sky if you can. A little bit more challenging. And just coming into one more. So try not to let your upper body take over either. Beautiful. And then you can lower one foot down and then the next. We're going to come into a little bit of extension work now to finish off. So lying over onto your tummy. Starting off with your legs hip distance together or hip distance apart if it feels more comfortable for you, but nice and parallel. You're going to face down towards the mat. We're going to come into some breaststroke preps. So you're going to inhale as you lift your head and then exhale as you lift your upper thoracic up, holding here, and then exhale as you come back down. Inhale as you lift And exhale as you lift all the way up and down. Last one. Inhale as you come into that reverse head nod. Exhale to lift and inhale down. So when you're doing those ones, you should be gazing towards the edge of your mat. Try not to overextend in your neck, and you shouldn't feel anything in your lower back. You should feel like it's nice and stable, but you're really working your upper thoracic. You can do the same exercise with your hands underneath your forehead, and then you're going to just lift and lower. So inhale as you lift up and exhale down. Inhale as you lift and exhale down. Lift and coming down. From here, we're going to come into breaststroke. So keeping your legs nice and stable again. And I want you to feel like your, from your hips, your glutes are sort of engaged and pulling down towards your legs. So the back of your legs are really nice and engaged and ready to work, but you're going to keep them nice and still. This is going to just protect that lower back. Make sure you stay in a nice neutral position through your spine. From here, you're going to reach your arms out in front. You're going to inhale as you circle around and lift. Exhale as you dive forward. Inhale, circle, lift. Exhale, diving forward. 2, and dive, and last one. And diving forward. Bring your hands down onto the mat. Push yourself back into a shell stretch. It's a nice and active shell stretch here. Feel like you're pulling your abdominal muscles in and you're really rounding that spine to give you a nice release. Beautiful. And then coming up into 4-point kneeling, it's going to have a little cat stretch while we're here. So you're going to take a nice inhale, and then you're going to start by articulating from your lumbar spine, rounding your lumbar, then your mid-back, then your thoracic, and finally your head. Inhale as you hold, and then exhale as you release your lumbar, your lower spine first, then your mid-spine, your upper spine, and finally your head. So try to maintain that sequencing where you're starting from one end of your spine and going all the way to the other and breathing. So when you're holding, you're doing nice big inhales, and when you're moving, you're exhaling. Good. Just do one more. Rounding your spine and then releasing. Tuck your toes under. We're going to come into some leg pull fronts. Again, focusing on trying to activate your transversus muscle here, really working through your lower abdominal muscles. You're going to take an inhale and then exhale as you lift your knees just off the mat. Inhale, lower down. Exhale as you hover. Inhale, lower down. Exhale to hover and lower down. Last 3. And last one. Release your feet. Just release back into a shell stretch again. Come all the way up into a kneeling position. So from here, let's come into a little bit of a side stretch. You're going to inhale as you reach one arm up. Exhale as you reach up and over. So here I'm pulling this arm down, so I've got a lovely connection all the way from one side to the other side. And I really feel the pull through this side. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you lower your arm. Nice and slow, nice deep breaths. Inhale as you reach. Exhale as you come up and over, pulling this arm down and the top arm reaching across. Up and down. Let's do one more to each side. Reaching up and over. Holding and back. Last one. And up. Good. Just coming into a seated position. Let's finish off with a lovely spine twist. So arms coming out to the side, sitting up nice and tall. Pull those abdominal muscles in. Try not to let your back arch. You want to be in have a nice vertical spine. If you have trouble sitting in a seated position like this, you can sit up on a chair or have a towel underneath your bum. So you're going to reach your arms out to the side. You're going to take a nice big inhale, and then you're going to spiral. We're going to pulse for 3 as we exhale. Inhale back to center. So when you come back to center, feel like you're nice and tall, and then you're twisting the spine. 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Last one to each side. Finally. And then lowering your arms down. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Would be more than happy to send a few more workouts your way. Let me know how you get on with this one. If you've got any questions about anything, send me a message. See you again soon. Bye.